This is for Marley and Thomas. Yeah, you chill. It's fine, that beard, it's fine. Just look straight at the camera so you can show this to your mother. Okay. My primary school had a teacher that loved to blow little pieces of dandelions and watch them drift away. She never seemed to have any other free time, told us all she needed was a moment with each of us, so she taught us to hold that moment in our hands and cup it, like it might drizzle out if we weren't careful. Hold it tight for 13 years, and when you let it go, it will fly from your hand like the same dandelion. Each moment of my education flew out of me like pollen, bursting out of my pores and planting itself along the road my life would someday take. I never thought I'd go back to school. Now, I wish I was there to dedicate every spare second I have to help pollinate the classrooms that need help to grow, or at least that's what some politicians would have you know. I'm sick of hearing all the bullshit about the education system from people who have no background in education. Like, you can't pull the wool over this girl's eyes. I grew up surrounded by sheep farmers. Wool as far as the eye can see. Don't think for a second you can fool me. Politicians who aren't teachers have no right on speaking on behalf of teachers. Like, the educational system doesn't have time for your opinions. Sure, there are always problems that need to be fixed, but segregating kids who are on the spectrum is not the way to do this. I wouldn't call myself an expert in a million years, but at least I do my research and learn from my peers. Standing up in front of kids and telling them they are lesser is not the way to save time. Let me explain it better. Maths is not always the most important part of the curriculum. 1 nation, 2 nation, 3 nation. What's this occasion, sweetheart? Pulling kids out of mainstream education in order to stop holding our kids back holds our kids back. Do you want to be responsible for that? If not, then someone's got to be responsible. We all got to hold someone accountable. Discrimination isn't something we're born knowing how to talk about. It is not something we learn on our own. I'm only halfway to being a teacher, and I know that now. I'm not one to name names because, unlike others, I'm not one to place blame, but someone wants to blame our children, our most vulnerable, for not learning fast enough, for holding everybody back, for taking that extra moment to grip our education before it escapes after 13 years. I think if you met my primary school teacher, she might teach you a few things too. Slow down, Pauline. Take a moment to blow away pieces of a dandelion you would have never got to hold otherwise. And maybe you'll learn something. And maybe that would be something I'd be happy to be responsible for.